I on. Hello, hello. Good morning. Hey, Jen B. Hey, Nick. Hey, Goju. How are you all doing today? Hey, Buba. Thanks for the very kind words about the trading community, Buba. Hey, Suki. Give me 1 second. Just trying to sort out something. Right, guys. I was just checking because YouTube looks a bit blurry on my end. Um, is it blurry for you guys? Hey, Spiros. Hey, Vincent. Hi, Chiwan. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with my camera. It's a little bit blurry. But, blurry picture of me might make me look better, so might help. Suki says it's fine. Okay, that's weird. It's just terrible on my side. All right, one more minute and we shall get started. Big news tonight. Big news tonight. So, a couple of things to get through. Thank you, Buba. Thank you, Suki. Might be just my computer then. Hint, hint to the IT team. I need a new computer. Anyone had any good trades from yesterday? Suki, I do, and it's my own. I do, but it's for my own, for myself. Hey, BL. Yeah, it is nice. Doing my own stuff. Supposedly supposed to give me some additional flexibility, but when you do your own things, end up more overworked. But that's a good thing. I do enjoy it. Hey, Minal. Well, we're all traders, so the biggest boss is the market. Biggest boss is the market. I'm in the office. I'm in the office. Hey, Diana. Hey, Ola. All right, let's get started. All right. So again, today is the Wednesday, the 10th of May. We do have the US CPI to be released tonight. So we'll talk more about that later on. This is the daily market analysis. So for all of you regulars, welcome back. Thank you for making the time to join me on this session. If you are new to the session, and I do see a couple of new names, good to have you guys with us. Do help me out. Click on that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Click on that little rocket ship and follow button on TradingView if you haven't already. The link for the Discord channel is there on YouTube and also on TradingView. You can join the Discord channel. It is absolutely free to join. We can always take our discussions beyond this 1 hour session into the Discord, where I'll be sharing with you any trade ideas I come across. We do have a very quickly growing, rapidly growing community who are sharing many good trade ideas and discussions as well. All right. So If you haven't already, I look forward to seeing you on the server. Um, and also, at any point in time, if you have any trading related questions, do feel free to put it into the chat. I'll be happy to address those for you. If you have any particular trading, any particular pairs or instruments you like to look into, I can do that. Share with you my points of view on, those particular instruments or currency pairs. Just like yesterday, we went from FX to commodities to indices to even equities, right? So, do you have any questions? Let me know. Hey, Alex. Hey, Cyrif. Good to see you all. Hey, Mark. Okay, so what we do during this session, we cover the fundamentals. Not much happened over the last couple of days, but tonight we do have the US CPI data to be released. We'll look into that. We look at technicals in terms of where price is, where it could move towards. Putting that together, we look at some possible trade setups. I will cover mostly the majors, and then if you have any questions, we'll look into that as well. All right. Um, as usual, a quick disclaimer is that any information contained on this webinar should not be construed as advice and is presented as educational material only. Please do your own due diligence because the contents of this webinar is not intended to be a recommendation to trade a financial product. And your risks, your objectives, financial situation, and needs has not been considered, and you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances. Okay, so haven't said this for a while, but just bear in mind, don't jump into every trade setup that we have. Don't just put the pending orders there. Do choose, right? Be a bit more selective if what you are looking to get into. Not all the trades will play out. Not all the trades will get triggered. Not all the trades will always hit take profit. Um, Hopefully, not all the trades will always hit stop loss as well, right? So it is still trading. We are looking for high probability setups, but with that said, there are times where it will work out or might not work out as well. Okay, so let's keep going. In terms of the news, so it's interesting that just looking at the euro dollar shooting up right now. In terms of the news, last night, not a lot of things happened. Since the last time we spoke at 3 p.m. yesterday, not a lot of things has happened, which is also why we saw the dollar index break up, hit that 101.70, went as high as 101.80, but then now consolidating at about that 101.60 resistance turn support turn resistance level. Looks like we might see some downside, but I'll tell you more about that shortly. Okay, so nothing interesting, nothing exciting to report in terms of what has happened in terms of fundamentals. But today is the day, right now. Not maybe not, but it is part of the day where we do have the US CPI year on year to be released at 8:30 p.m. GMT plus 8. So wherever you are in the world, change that timing. 8:30 p.m. GMT plus 8. We do have the US CPI to be released. Okay, it was 5%, expected 5%, expected no change, and you can see that just from this year. Okay, now I'll show you a little bit more. We hit the peak at about that 9.1 in August last year. It's been dropping 8.5 from 9.1 to 8.5, 8.5 to 8.3, down to 8.2, 7.1, 7.7, 7.1, 6.5, 6.4, 6, and then 5 right now. Okay, so it has been on that, or it is on that downward trajectory. Yeah, I do realize that my camera is blurry, but so long as you can see the screen, all right. So long as you can see the Forex Factory, okay. Can you see the data? If you can see the data, okay, let me know. Hey, Kara Faith from Perth. Good to see you. Okay, so hope you can see the. Okay, Forex Factory is fine. Okay, good. Don't worry, don't look at my face. It's the same face that you've been seeing over the last couple of months. Haven't put on too much weight yet. So just focus on the data for now. I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? CPI on that downward trajectory, currently at that 5%. Expectation is still, I mean, despite the previous and this forecast of 5%, generally the market is still expecting the news or the data, inflation growth to slow down, right? They're still expecting inflation growth to slow down, but most recently, we have seen the on Friday last week, average hourly earnings climbing slightly to the upside. So wage inflation is was climbing a little bit to the upside. So because of that, despite expecting inflation growth to slow down, the forecast now is at 5%. Very tricky data here. Okay, very tricky data here. It's because they're expecting no change. If it comes out at 5%, that might not be the best news for the dollar, right? Might not be the best news for the dollar because the interest rates decision from the FOMC is looking at slowing down or pausing, right? Given that they're looking at a cumulative effect of the previous interest rate hikes to cause inflation growth to slow down further. So if this stalls at 5%, might see some comments about possibly another rate hike. I think that's a very low chance. I think that we might actually see this come out at a 4.8%, right? Maybe a 4.8% to lead or to highlight or to indicate that inflation growth is still slowing down. Okay, so watch out for that. Another reason why they think that inflation is going to stall at 5% is CPI month to month is looking to go from a zero point 0.1 to a 0.4%. Okay, so I think that it's going to get interesting, but overall, I am still looking for some downside move on the inflation growth and then leading to that dollar possibly pushing down. I wouldn't be so adventurous to say that it's going to go down to 100.80. Probably I'll be happy if it comes right down to that 101 level again. Same like what it's been doing over the last couple of scenarios. Okay, so just a quick update here is today the 10th of May. The dollar is, so we had that brief upside that we looked at yesterday, but looking for general continued weakness down to 101. I think that it'd be good to say that dollar index is consolidating at 101.60. Weak slowdown, expect slowdown in CPI growth, weakness down to 101. Okay. Morning, M leader. How are you doing? Thank you, Nick. If DXY goes down, crypto goes up. Possibly, most that is the um, current alignment, or what's the word I was looking for? I lost that word now. Relationship, the inverse relationship between the dollar index and cryptocurrencies. So we could see, that drop. We'll have a look at cryptocurrencies shortly. Diana, haven't seen Val for some time. Yeah, Val's off sick. She dropped me a message and said she'll be away for a couple of days, off sick. So we look forward to seeing Val back. Big shout out to Val. Hope you get well soon, and Hope to catch up with you again. Okay. What about Biden's statement about default? What's our opinion? I think we had that discussion before about the debt ceiling crisis unresolved. Okay. Um, the debt ceiling is an issue that's an ever-present issue, right? It's an ever-present issue. We've always seen debt ceilings get approached, get reached, and then gets uh, extended again, right? Gets extended again. I think it's a lot of posturing between the political parties, Republicans and Democrats, on playing the game of chicken as it gets towards the debt ceiling as they risk a default. I think that like the last time I was saying, I think that even if it does get to a default, it's unlikely to cause a big issue on the dollar index. All right, it's not unlikely to cause a big issue on the dollar index. It's unlikely to cause a big issue for um, the trades or the market in general. Might see a small spike, but then we're likely to see it, bounce, continue on the trend or bounce back up again. That issue is on the, if I'm not wrong, it's on the 1st of June. So, there is still a lot of time leading up to that. I think there's going to be a lot more rumors and posturing leading up to that as well. But a lot more opportunities to be made in the lead up to the debt decision or the debt ceiling or the debt crisis. Okay, debt is what makes countries rich. USA wants people to be more in debt, possibly, but they are. It's hard. It's almost impossible to for the US to get out of the current debt issue. It's gone to that size where it's almost impossible to get out of. So it's just something they have to manage. How do you decide on the best USD pair when trading in news like the CPI? I'll show you that shortly, Nick. Okay, good questions there. So yeah, CPI, we're done with that. With that into tomorrow, we have the Bank of England at 7 p.m. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow during tomorrow's session. So looking at the charts, dollar index did half of that. I would move this up and say that it's consolidating along this range. We already saw that push to the upside. Now I'll be looking for this to break down towards 101. Fair enough? Okay, so what I would do during this session today is that we will be looking at, as we go through the pairs, we'll be looking at which pair to trade on in a good news scenario, right? In a dollar weakness scenario, and which pair to trade on in a possibly surprising dollar strength scenario, right? So we get the bases covered, get the scenarios covered. All right, Nick. Thank you, Diana. Most welcome. So Kiwi dollar didn't drop as much as we expected, right? Didn't come down to that 0.63 level, came down to 6320 and then bounced back up slightly. Still hasn't broken above that previous high of 6358 or 6359. So taking that away for now, just to clarify clear up the charts. What I'm looking at in this case is if we do see that dollar weakness continue, right? I'll zoom in a little bit just to make it easier to see. If we do expect that dollar weakness to continue, then I would say we could see this push to the upside, right? Kiwi dollar to push up, and shorter term trend line. I know we have the big long term trend line up there. This is still holding and pushing to the upside. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't think it would be worth a trade because it's right in the middle of that support and resistance level. Okay, Because if I were to tell you, for example, to look to get in, if it breaks above today's high, then your stop loss will be 30 something pips to that resistance level. 20 something, 30 pips is not worth the risk to reward. Looking at it on the H4 time frame, this resistance level was something tested on the 5th of April, right? Beyond this, we have, so I would say this whole area, hang on, I would say this whole area would be my resistance area. Okay, I would say that's the whole resistance area there. So it would need to break above that point before I'll look to get into a trade to the upside. Diana, I will most likely be trading during the news. We might be trading today. I Looking at the way the price is moving, I don't think there will be many trades before the news. Um, I haven't even checked my charts at all right until this session right now. I was out for a couple of meetings, so I on a quick view, it looks like it's consolidating. I think that the bigger move, or rather, I'll save the MO for tonight. Okay, so that's my big resistance area there. I would say that if and only if it breaks above this resistance, which is quite a big move, right? It's a good 60 pip move for it to break above. I would say that the next big resistance would be at 6532 or 6530. Okay, so that's on the H4 time frame. Looking at it on the H1, anything a little bit nearer would be along this big gap here. I don't like that. I would say that if anything, there'd be a 6470 as a possible interim resistance. Maybe 6465. Okay, so what I'll be looking at here on the Kiwi dollar is that if it does break above this level, then we could see, hang on, I got a couple of messages on TradingView and on YouTube. I'll get to that shortly. We look at that. Okay, so it needs to break. So 6364. You'll be looking at 64, 30 pip stop loss, 60 pip take profit to the upside. This is expecting massive dollar weakness. So inflation slowing down, increasing that likelihood of, or reinforcing that likelihood of the Fed's pausing rates. Could see that dollar weakness, could see it push up towards 6465. Okay, so buy at 64, 30 pip stop loss, 60 pip take profit. 64, stop loss 30, take profit 60. Okay, so now with that answered, Buba's asking, I am on a trade already based on our yesterday's session. How to manage the trade is my big problem. Buba, which trade are you in? Which trade are you in? Just let me know. Then JC Jeb, perhaps looking at what markets are closely correlated to CPI data, such as commodities, energy markets, and so on. Yes, I agree. Correct. The corresponding pairs with stronger markets and less economic strains will have stronger trend to trade, or maybe a better pair. Yeah. So I think that's in relation to Nick's question on deciding what's a good US pair to trade during the CPI. So the thing I like to do during a news release is that I will be looking for. So I focus mostly on the currency pairs. I'll be looking for pairs that are trending, right, in the right trending scenario, and also if it breaks above any key support or resistance levels, right? If it breaks any key levels, then those will be the pairs, or has the potential to break above any levels, then those will be the pairs I'll focus more on. If something is, right at a in the middle of a support resistance zone, then I'll be like, something I won't look at too much. Okay, so thank you for that, JC Jeb. Good answer. And hope it answers your question even more, Nick. Okay, so we're looking at this for DXY weakness. I would say that if you were in that trade, you shouldn't have. I forgot what was it. I forgot where was that entry there. I would move my, personal view. Please do your own due diligence. I would move my stop loss to break even and then let it run because we're still expecting the upside move. Alternatively, I would go, I think you would be in profit. I would close off, go neutral, and then wait for the news. That would be my ideal scenario. I know a lot of people wouldn't like to close off a trade, thinking that it could shoot up and you could make more. I would like to take on the other view that, hey, in the worst case scenario, if it does drop, then at least I would have made some profits before the news as well. So I would, like BL suggests, close off before the news. I might even close off now, and then take it easy all the way to the news event. Okay. Um, Hope I answer your question there, Buba. Now, next up, Aussie dollar. All right, Aussie dollar came down slightly, didn't break below that 23.6, didn't close below 23.6 as a fib retracement level before bouncing back up. So take that away. Looking like it's going to push up as well. Okay, so we'll take this away. I think that 23.6 is likely to hold quite strong. Okay. What you could be considering, right? I'm just checking some levels right across. Right. What you could be considering is, like again, that scenario planning is we're looking at that Kiwi dollar pushing up in the dollar weakness sense. Maybe if we do see suddenly surprising dollar strength, right? If we see the dollar actually break out towards that 102 level, then you could be looking that Aussie dollar might test 0.68 again and then turn back down, right? Forming that big resistance level. So you could be looking for a scenario like that. Then I would say that, so we have some time before the news. We could see the Aussie dollar push up. If it fails to break and turns down, then you could be looking to sell down 6780, tight stop loss, 25 pips. I think that dollar strength could, if we do see that dollar strength, it could push down quite significantly for a big counter trend down towards that 6667 level, just beyond that, slightly before that. Okay. Every now and then it says stream offline and something but connects. Yeah, JC Jeb, I have no idea. It's um, or Alex as well. I have no idea. Something about the trading view streaming. Might be my internet. I have to double check on that as well. Okay, I will check on the connections after this session. Let's hope we get it sorted out. Okay. Because I just realized that the live has counter has just restarted again. All right, so bear with me. It's on TradingView. It's on YouTube. We'll try and get that sorted out for the next session. With that, what am I doing? Okay, Aussie dollar sell below 6780. Stop loss 25 pips. Take profit 80 pips. Sell below 6780. Stop loss 25. Take profit 80. Right. This is if we see that DXY strength. Okay. Thank you, Suki. I don't know why. Today is just a weird IT day. Um, Despite what we're putting in the scenarios, I am still expecting for the dollar weakness. So this might be a counter trend trade idea in terms of dollar strength. You could also still be looking for it to break up towards a 6860 level. Okay, so I think that this is in the off chance that we see a dollar strength, but more likely, I think we're going to see a continuation to the upside. And then on to the yen, nothing triggered yet, so it didn't drop as much as we expected. Take that away. Take that away as well. Broke slightly out of that consolidation, has not triggered for our upward move yet. So I would leave that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll leave that, move it right across. Right, and why I say that is because if we see that dollar weakness come around, um, we might, although we might see the yen drop, right? If we see that the dollar weakness come around, we might see the yen drop, but it seems like that downward move has a bit of a limited downside potential. Okay, so we're still looking at that push, and something to consider as well is that if the dollar drops, if the dollar weakens, it's going to push the Aussie up, it's going to push the euro up, it's going to push the pound up. Then what we're going to see is the euro yen, the pound yen, the Aussie yen is going to climb, right? It's going to climb, and that's likely to pull the US yen up as well. Okay, so that's one reason why I'm still looking at some upside potential on the dollar yen. I would be a bit safer and say above this 50% level, right? Because it's climbing right there, I would say 135.70 stop loss about 80 pips, take profit about 200. Okay, but this will be a bit trickier, so I'll be looking to buy 135.70 stop loss 80, take profit 200. 70 stop loss 80, TP 200. Okay, so that's the US yen. That's going to be despite the XY weakness. I think I would like to say that dollar weakness could pull the cross pairs up, could lead to the cross pairs climbing up, pulling the US yen up. And then if we see dollar strength, that's going to pull the US yen up as well. So it looks like we might see the dollar yen climb. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. It looks like we might see the dollar yen climb regardless, but it's only how volatile that climb is going to be, right? Is it going to be like that, a straight line climb to the upside, or is it going, so I'll zoom in, is it going to be like that, a straight line climb to the upside, or is it going to be like that, a zigzaggy climb to the upside or to the downside? Okay, so that would be what I'll be watching out for. Is it going to push straight up, or is it going to do, is it going to do this, or is it going to be like this, or like this, where it shoots up, a big retrace, and then shoots up again? So that's what I'll be looking for on the dollar yen. Hey Lydia, just got through dollar yen. I'll get to pound yen and euro yen shortly. All right, just a little bit of a running joke we have. Okay, so looking at the pound dollar came down, tested that support level very nicely, and then I was saying watch out for the price action at 1.2580, very nicely tested and bounced back up. Okay, so I'll take that away. So that downward move didn't happen, right? Good. Support level held strong, push back up. Um, I would like to say that pound dollar could push up, but I don't think it will climb strongly. I don't think it will get up to, well, it could. It's only less than 100 pips away. Okay. I was going to say that I don't think it's going to climb up too much. It's only 100. Pound dollar can get 100 quite quickly. Why I was a bit hesitant is because we do have the interest rate decision to come from the um, Bank of England tomorrow. Looks like it might be a dovish hike. So that's why I was a little bit hesitant on the pound. I think that you could be looking to buy it up if it breaks above that resistance of 1.2660. Looking at 1.267, I'll be a bit safer at 1.2680. Take profit 80 pips, stop loss 30 pips to the upside there on the pound dollar. Right? I'll rank this very low, just because we do have the um, pound or the Bank of England interest rate decision tomorrow. Right? So I rank this quite low in terms of priority. No worries, M leader. We'll catch up on Discord. Thank you. You're most welcome. Um, Puba says most of the time the US yen is positively correlated with the dollar index. It is. Um, for the longer term, medium to longer term, it's very positively correlated to the dollar. But in the shorter term, we do see the cross pairs having some level of impact on the US yen. Okay. So pound dollar, we're looking to buy 1.2680, stop loss 30, take profit 70. 1.2680, stop loss 30, take profit 70. Alrighty, there we go. Okay. Next up, euro. Oh wait, so we did US yen, expecting possibly a big push to the upside. Pound dollar needs to break above that resistance level before we're going to see the upside move. So with that, looking at the pound yen, we were looking for it to test and reject that 170 171 level. Yesterday we are talking about this, or Monday we are talking about this. It did test and reject 171, came down to almost 170 before bouncing back up again. At this point right now, looking at the way the price action is forming, I think short term, we might see it come back down again. We might see it consolidate at this level um, in the lead up to the news event. Okay, but expecting the yen is going to push back down in the short term. Pound dollar looks like it's sitting right there. Could push up a little bit. So pound yen not ready for any trade right now, right? Because it's sitting right along that 171 level, which also nope, it broke above already. Right, I was going to say it sits at 61, but it broke above. So I would say that I'm anticipating some upside move. right? I'm looking for this to push up, and I would like to see this close positive, close green, to signal some upside potential. Applying this on, it looks like it's coming back onto that Bollinger. What might happen, or what I think is what could happen, is that could see it come down and then push back up. Right, we could see that happen. Um, Continuing that short-term upward trend towards that 172 resistance level. Okay, there. So that's my view on the pound yen. Um, Marvelli said pound touched a weekly trend line. It's going to go down. Let's have a look at pound dollar again on the weekly time frame. It's got that level. Yes, I do like that view. Right. So remember, I don't think. Um, what else am I going to say? I think that it will. It's more likely to go down. I don't think it's going to go down today. I think that we might see it go down tomorrow, right? So looking at that brief upside move, and then tomorrow's Bank of England decision could lead to that pound dollar trading back down, right? So I do see maybe a brief upward move, and then after that, tomorrow could come back down. So somewhat agree, but on time frame, maybe tomorrow, maybe not today. Okay. Then on to good morning, Jamil. How are you? I'm doing very well. Okay, Euro dollar broke that 1.0965 support level, came down exactly to where we said yesterday that it was going to hesitate at 109.45. So it came down to 109.45, 40, hesitated and bounced back up. Okay, so right now back above that support level of 109.10965, looking like it might push to the upside. Right? I don't think it's going to drop. I'll tell you what, it needs to do something first. 50% is right there. It could climb up and push up. I would like to see the euro dollar push to the upside. Take that away for now. So again, it all depends on what the news is going to be. Okay, I'll tell you what. Again, it's quite a similar move. I think this is going to push. This could push up. Could have legs to push up. I'll change my view on the pound, and it's again because it's a low priority trade. Okay, so okay, here we go. Euro dollar 1.0990, stop loss 30, take profit 90. Euro dollar looking to buy 1.0990, stop loss 30, take profit 90. This is on DXY weakness. Okay, and then coming back to the pound dollar, I think that considering this trend line, I wouldn't enter a trade. I would stay out of the pound dollar for today. Right, I'll stay out of the pound dollar for today, but I would be watching for it to climb and to do this, for it to climb and to test this resistance level, or to test this whole area. So I'm looking for this to move and then back down again. Right, and this is a tomorrow, most likely a late today or tomorrow kind of trade, because I think that we might see this push up, but I don't think it's going to push up too much that we're going to see a big move to the upside worth a trade. I think that looking at this push up, we could see a 60 pip move to the upside, hit a level, and then retrace back down. So I'll be looking for that instead. Okay, so about 1.2670. I would say not buy sell. That shows my discomfort with the pound dollar. Pound dollar, I would say watch for reaction along 1.2670. 1.2670. Stay out for now. Watch for reaction along 1.2670. Okay. Next, so with that said about the euro dollar, expecting some upward push. Euro yen didn't drop below that interim support level, pushing back up. If the euro dollar does have a big sustained push to the upside, then we might see the euro yen push higher as well, with that 50% retracement level right there. Could break above this support turned resistance level to push up. I think it's going to consolidate here. Going to consolidate here and then push to the upside because we're expecting some euro strength or euro dollar upside move. Then you could be looking for a long. I think it's too safe to play it at that point. So about anticipating a break of 149. So 149. Let me find a 60%, 61. Right, you could be looking at your first target about 100 pips, a stop loss at about 50. Okay, so that's the view on the euro yen, possibly looking at the upside move. All right, with that, I look at the Kiwi CAD shortly, Buba, and also the Nasdaq on Suki. Nasdaq might be a strong sell. It'd be interesting if it does develop that strong sell, because that's possibly going to indicate that we might see that dollar strength. So something is going to be quite interesting there. US Swiss franc didn't climb as high as we expected, but then did retrace back down. Now that is below this 8913 support turned resistance level. Could find a little bit of support, but I think that we're likely to see it break on that dollar weakness level to come down. Okay, but if you look at this pattern forming, right, it's in that whole big triangle. And the overall trend is to the downside, right? So even if we did that, we're seeing this push down like that. Okay, so big downward move. I think we could see this break the trend line and come down towards that 8860 level and possibly 8820. I don't think. Okay, I think this will be what I would like to see. I'll tell you what I like to see. Now that the dollar is consolidating along this level, I would like to see in the lead up to the news event, the US Swiss franc bounce back up a little bit before turning back down again. Right? If it does break down from this trend line and come down towards support, then I'll stay out, I'll watch the move, I'll just let it happen. But if it does retrace up towards the 8913 resistance, then we could be looking at a potential sell Very tight stop loss, 20 pips, take profit, 40 pips to the downside on the US Swiss franc. Looks like it's going to break already. If it does break, then I would stay out and not do anything. It's right in the middle of that support and resistance level. Okay, so below 8.9, so at 8.9, stop loss 20, take profit 45. Um, Sell 0.89, stop loss a 20, take profit 40. Okay, good, good, good. Next up, US CAD. We have CAD building permits, nothing much else. CAD, take that away. Trade went up a little bit, right? We're still looking for the head and shoulder pattern. Looked like it broke, but then it retraced back down. If you are still in that trade, then I would hold on to it until it comes to break even, or potentially take the risk and look for the upside move. If not, then it is consolidating right in the middle of that support and resistance level. I would say that I wouldn't do anything on the CAD. All right, I will either be looking for it to come up towards the resistance to sell down, or come down towards the support and buy back up. Right in the middle, not worth taking the gamble at any point. Okay, so I think what could happen here is this or this, um, really depending on what that dollar index is going to do. All right, so US CAD do nothing. Alrighty. Then, um, and also, while I'm looking at this, I'm considering that there are many different scenarios now because everything is sitting in that consolidation, right? We looked at the Kiwi dollar right in that consolidation, no real directions being formed right now. Aussie dollar tight consolidation for today. Yen coming back into that range. Pound dollar shot up, came back down. Euro dollar right there again. US Swiss franc, bouncing off that level slightly. US CAD sitting right across. I think that, and this is not a pitch to you guys, but do join the Discord channel. There possibly what I'll do is a better update as we come towards the news. As price moves and develops, we might see better setups um, right before the news event. I think it'll be better. We could be looking for better setups rather than what we're anticipating now. Because I'm not happy looking at or telling you guys it could go up and turn down, or it could go down and turn back up. It's just too vague. I think it'd be better to look at how price develops in the lead up to this news event. Okay, so do make sure you join. The link is there. Gold consolidating right there. I would say that anticipating that dollar move, the dollar weakness, we could see it come up to test 12050 with a big upside limited at 2060. So looks like it could just do that, right? With that trend line supporting. Again, some upside towards 2050. Upside to 2050. Okay. So alrighty, look at the dollar. Right, short break down strongly now, straight away climbing back up, likely to close this hour still within that range. No real directions being formed right now. Okay, so Kiwi CAD. How do I see Kiwi Cat? Consolidation. We were looking for it to test this level, turn back down 61.8 at that point. Um, it's consolidating, anticipating that the Kiwi could push to the upside. We might see this push up. So, and Cat looks like it's going to sit a little bit undecided. I would be looking for that move. Oops. I'll be looking for that move above this interim resistance level at 61.8, a push up towards that 8550 resistance level. All right, Buba. Okay, and then next up, the Nasdaq. Um, I'll do the indices on a bigger time frame. I would actually differ from what you are thinking there, Suki. I think that on the H4 time frame, we might see it find some support. Right? I do note that it's tested this level. Looking at it on a daily, found that support pushed up. I think we might find some support. So I don't think that, okay, big downside move if it breaks below this trend line. But I think that what we might actually see is that push, right? At 54 as a round number as well, could find that point. Oh, okay, 1 hour, sorry. 1 hour, yeah, yeah, I think could move, but I'm looking at a possible bounce. All right, could move down slightly, but a possible bounce to the upside as we come towards the end of the hour. It's not doing too much. So I think either Diana was asking, will I trade today or wait for news? I would most likely not be entering many trades today from now to the news in the next couple of hours. Possibly be looking to trade during the news. Okay, it's just consolidating at that point now. All right. So unfortunately, no worries. Hey, this disclaimer still applies. Um, Dollar index pushing up a little bit right now. So just be very careful of any fake breakouts. All right, guys. Especially in the lead up to this news event, we're likely to see prices look like it's moving strongly in a direction, and then after that, retrace twice as quickly. So I'm just going to upload this for you guys, right? But what we'll do as well is I will be watching and I'll be updating you guys if I come across any more sustained price movements, and then I'll let you guys know on the Discord channel. Okay, so for now, please trade well, or no, wait, not trade well. For now, please try not to trade unless you see any clear directional buyers. And look for any trade setups. Join the channel, and we'll check back again tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.